But let's dig in a little bit about what happened yesterday, because that's really the big storyline that continues to be talked about, and that's the Mitch Marner signing. Let's start with you, Colby, because when you saw the deal with Vegas and the amount of money being paid, there's only 4 players making more AAV than Mitch Marner, and that's Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Nathan MacKinnon, and Austin Matthews. 5th highest player in the league, but is that about right where he should tier?
Yeah, he's elite. He's all-time elite. Like, he kills penalties. He's smart defensively. On the offensive side, we know what he can do and produce and manipulate teams and players on the ice and create. And you knew it was going to be somewhere around there for him to get the sign-and trade, get the 8 years, and to go there. And look where he's going to play and what they already have. Like, I think it's easier for a guy like him to walk in there with an established culture of what they are, and for him to come in and play with the likes of some of the guys you just mentioned, and Stone, Eichel. I mean, these guys are the heartbeat of their team, right? So for him to have to come in there and fall in, I just look at what Marchand did in Florida. And yeah, he was more of a depth player through their lineup, although very, very big player. He came in there and had to kind of feel it out. He had to, where do I stand? Where do I fit in? What's the culture like here? And it was perfect for him. I think Marner will find it to be the same there in Vegas with the way they play and the surrounding cast around him. So he has to come in and buy in and do all these things the way they want to play. But you're getting an uber elite player to add to that lineup. But we said, I think, they look slow through the playoffs. Marner doesn't have like blazing speed, but he plays a different style that controls a game. He controls the pace, and I mean he can be electric too at the same time with the way his brain works. So I mean, what do you say? You're getting a stud.
He's an incredibly unique player, one of one. There is only one Mitch Marner in the league, and I live here. I'm from here, so I watched Mitch come into this Leafs organization, and it's unbelievable to me that he's just walking away from it. And not in the sense that he's walking away from it, just that it didn't work out here. I think Vegas is a perfect spot for him. Outside the spotlight, gets to play with Jack Eichel, and I think it's a nice move for him, but I can't believe we're sitting here watching him walk away from the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And 93, he's going to be wearing 93, which I watched him win a Memorial Cup down with the London Knights, so a night to another night, going back to his old number. Looked pretty good.
It was a decade ago that Mitch Marner was drafted 4th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs in that Connor McDavid draft. What is the legacy that he leaves behind? When you remember, when we look back a year from now, 5 years from now, Mitch Marner's time in Toronto, what is the legacy?
He is one of, if not the greatest, Toronto-born Leafs to play for the team here. I just think he was part of a core that just could not get over the hump. I don't put this solely on him at all. I don't have a ton of time for people that put all the losing and the playoffs over the years just solely on Mitch. But in my opinion, he leaves a legacy as part of a young core that just could not get it done here.
Yeah, that'll be the legacy. They couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get it done. They didn't win in the playoffs.
I paid my own hard-working money, and I sat in the stands at Game 7 versus Florida, and I'll never forget the atmosphere in that building, and that, to me, goes along with what he's doing here.
Although very good, statistically, very good. The way he played, his usage, very good through this lineup. The legacy, though, unfortunately, right now with the sting of what the Leafs have been through and searching for this. I mean, it's been how long? How many years now? And a lot of guys have worn this badge that you can't get it done over the years. And right now, that's kind of what it will be here in Toronto, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
like,
listen,
they're the core 4. Like, they were supposed to be the answer to the Leafs being different and being a different generation of Leaf players, and they just weren't able to get it done.
I think it's fair to say it ran its course, and there'd been, and it's not to put it all on Mitch at all, it's one of those things that ran its course, and maybe for the good of the team and for the good of the player, you agree to, go your own ways and see how things go. It does leave a massive hole, though, with the Maple Leafs, and that's where we should bring in Sean McKenzie, our reporter embedded with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Sean, let's start with, this is a pretty massive hole here for the Leafs to try and fill. One of the top scorers in the league, one of the most elite players in the league. You don't just replace Mitch Marner with one person. It might take a series of gentlemen to step into that role. How do you see this day shaping up for Brad Treliving and the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, David, I wish I could tell you and Maple Leafs fans that it's going to be wild and busy and electric, and that Brad Treliving is going to go out and sign some big names to replace a 100-point guy like Mitch Marner. But how do you replace a 100-point guy like Mitch Marner? Well, you likely don't. It's going to be small pieces. It's going to be different faces and new names coming in as we go. But don't expect it to really happen today or tomorrow or the next day. Speaking to Brad Treliving in the last couple of days, he's made it clear that it's going to be a patient approach. They're not going to run out and panic and sign guys just for the sake of it. He said there are no games scheduled tomorrow. He said that a few days ago, so it's clear that his approach is going to be a patient one. Now, it has been a busy week already for the Maple Leafs. They take care of some important business, signing Matthew Nyes and John Tavares, what can only be described as team-friendly deals. But for Leafs fans, a lot of the focus has to be on who they didn't sign, whether they like it or not. It's no Sam Bennett, who's a rumored guy that the Leafs could target, no Brad Marchand, and of course, like so many people, and we will talk about throughout the course of the day, the Mitch Marner era in Toronto has come to an end. With the Maple Leafs over the last 8, 9, 10 years, we've seen coaches come and go. We've seen GMs change. We've seen presidents move on. But what we haven't seen is a change of the core four. So it is officially a new era of Maple Leafs hockey moving forward. David?
All right, well, as soon as moves happen with the Maple Leafs, we know Sean McKenzie will be all over it. Again, we have reporters embedded with all 7 Canadian teams. We'll check in on every market over the course of the next few hours as the sign-in season has officially begun. Happy Canada Day. Colby Armstrong, Luke Gazdic, David Amber. And by the way, you talked about the core four. Well, we now have a series of core duos around the league, and here's how it stacks up. At the top, of course, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid. That's for next year, what the cap hit will be, 26.5. Obviously, Austin Matthews and William Nylander right below that. And then there you have slotted Mitch Marner, 12 millionaire, Jack Eichel, 10 millionaire.
Where's Florida? Where's Florida?
Yeah, with them, it's like a core 11 guys making about the
they're
same
not
amount
on here.
of money.
Oh, weird.
And at the bottom of those duos, McKinnon and Makar at 21.6. So it now stacks up with a lot of duos.